Alright, this is my top 7 most enjoyable DPS specs of the beta, with that criteria on the right, beginning with fun, rotation flow, how it looks, and obviously damage, but at the lowest priority. So, at number 7, we're going to come in with the Elemental Shaman. Elemental Shaman has had a few changes since Dragonflight. I think Blizzard gave him a rate buff in the form of Sky Fury. It's basically Wind Fury, except it's now a rate buff. I think it increases everyone's blast rate by 2% and gives your auto attacks a 20% chance to auto attack again. So, I guess Wind Fury's not. You don't have to play Enhancement anymore. It's not a requirement if you don't want to. So, the reason I chose Elemental Shaman as number 7 is because the visuals. Honestly, it really is just the visuals. Elemental Shaman has always been one of the prettiest and most fun looking spec, I guess, in the form of all these lava bursts and all that kind of stuff going on. They have two hero talents, Farseer, the one I'm using now, and Stormbringer, which is just chain lightning all day, every day. Farseer focuses more on the lava burst style, so kind of the same as it was last time. Huge impact with your lava burst, AoE lava burst everywhere, and then they have this ancestral spirits you can see right there on the screen. It just comes out every now and then. It just hits people with just random projectiles. So, number 7, Elemental Shaman, pretty fun. I give it about an A minus on my list. Number 6, we got the Frost DK, Deathbringer. I know, Rider of the Apocalypse exists, but as far as fun goes, I think I have more fun with Deathbringer than I do the Rider of the Apocalypse. The sole reason being is because the Rider of Apocalypse hero talent, it's a little clunky. I think if you play with it, it just then you summon all these four horsemen around you, and it honestly just clutters the screen a little bit more. Especially with Unholy, you got all these pets with you, and you just can't really find where you are half the time. Whereas in Frost, it's about the same if you do play the same talent. However, with Deathbringer, it's a lot easier to see where you're going. It's easier to see what you're doing, and I mean the visuals are always good for Frost DK and you know any kind of Frost mages or any kind of Frost really. And with Breath of if you play the Breath build, it's more prevalent there. But I prefer over Unholy Frost Deathbringer just a little bit. I mean, it's minor. It's a really small nitpick, but me personally, I just like the feel of the impact that Deathbringer has with your Reaper's Mark, and then once you have that on your enemy, you just press Obliterate. I'm playing two-handed here. You press Obliterate, and then just these two scythes just run across the screen and just huge impact, pretty fun. I'd give Frost DK right now about an A. Alright, number 5, I got Fury Warrior. Fury Warrior is a bit different. Um, Aesthetically, it's not really that amazing compared to the last two specs. However, in terms of fun, which is what I focus most of this stuff on, is it's really, really fun. Fury Warrior probably is the spammiest class that I've tested so far in the beta. You're always doing something. You're always pressing a button, and I'm putting Slayer here. The other variant, which is the Mountain Thane, I think it's the one that we use Thunderclap more often. That one's a little I guess. It's got its uses. I like the aesthetics of Mountain Thane. However, Slayer just feels more. I don't know. It's more fluid. It's more fun. You're constantly pressing Rampage. You literally are just pressing Rampage, and then you have these sudden death procs. You press Execute. Whirlwind in between when you're doing the AoE. And you can see right now, I mean, I'm not really sure what I'm doing with the Fury Warrior because you're just Raging Blow, Bloodthirst, Rampage, that's really just 3 buttons, and then you just press Brightstorm when it comes out, you do huge damage. It doesn't take a lot to play. You don't really know how to play, you don't really have to know how to play Fury Warrior, you just go in there, you mash buttons, you do big damage. Which is why I kind of like it. I give about an A. Alright, so for my final 4, I got these are the ones that I'll be playing the most. Basically your warband favorites. The ones that's in the loading screen. Alright, number 4 I got. There it is, Affliction Warlock. In my opinion, the most well, not visually stunning, obviously. It's an Affliction Warlock. It's just mainly dots. But that makes up for it in its playstyle. Affliction Warlock Hellcaller especially. Soul Harvester's a little undertuned, so I didn't play it very much. Well, I did. It just I wasn't impressed. It wasn't very special. However, Hellcaller, you have Wither, which replaces corruption in your spellbook, and if you combine that with your permanent corruption talent, I can't remember what it's called. That's basically one less button to deal with. You press C to corruption, and then you press your unstable affliction. It pops it, Foul Taint, and then you're just spamming Malefic Rapture. And Blizzard has changed the spec to where it's not spammy. Like before, you were spamming Seed Corruption or AoE, but now it's not like that at all. You're spamming Malefic Rupture. You're keeping up Agony, and every time you apply Agony on an expiring one, you do AoE damage. So you do big damage, and you're pretty mobile because some of your spells give you your Shadow Belt Volley and Malefic Raptors. You get some of those instant casts, and you're just moving around more often than you are at Destro demo. And surprisingly, the gameplay's really fluid. The rotation's really nice. So coming in at number three, I have the Windwalker Monk. Windwalker Monk has received a bunch of changes in the beta. I haven't played the spec since, I don't know, I want to say Shadowlands Season 2. However, it definitely does feel different than the last time I played. There's definitely a noticeable change in rotation, change in gameplay. Visually, as a Celestial of the Conduit hero talent, it is by far the craziest, I think the most fun I've had with any melee spec in the game. I mean, come on, summoning all four Celestials with a button, and then you have two White Tigers along with your Stormwrath and Fire clones. Yeah, that's pretty neat. That's pretty fun. Also, the Blizzard has also made it so your Crackling Jade Lightning with the choice of a Power of the Thunder King talent channels up to four individual targets. So it's basically a Windwalker Monk Chain Lightning on your Crackling Jade Lightning. So that's super cool. I've tried it on the I've tried it in the beta a few times, and it's really really cool. Although it takes a while to get up to that stack that you need to actually have it be effective. Who cares? I'm having a ton of fun here. Windwalker Monk. Some of the changes they made is your blackout kick. I think Ancient Teachings of the Monastery make it so like every chi you spend has a. I want to say it's something like however much you spend can stack up to 8 times on your blackout kick. So when you hit blackout kick, it cleaves to everything around you, and you do it 8 times. As you can see, I just did it like 3 times. So yeah, pretty insane, pretty cool. Did I mention you could double jump? Because you can double jump with a specific talent. I mean, I don't know what more to say to Windwalker Monk. Windwalker Monk it's Blizzard's brought me back to playing this spec again. It's I've always had fun with it. I just never knew why they haven't played it as much. Well, those days are over. I'm playing it now. Alright, number two, we have the Arcane Mage. Arcane Mage has had probably the biggest rework of any range spec in this class since the beta. Blizzard has basically changed it into something I would have never touched because I hated the spending mechanic and the building up mechanic that they have in Dragonflight and before expansion. I hated it. It was so complicated. You had to read 3 paragraphs of everything just to know how to play this class. Well, well, it's not like that anymore. As you can see, this is probably one of the most impressive specs in the beta. You can look at any other channel, you can look at any other tier list or any kind of the countdown list like this one. Arcane Mage is up there somewhere, and for good reason. Look at this. Look at this spec. The spec is crazy. It used to be a lot worse. This used to be way, way, way overpowered. With the Spellslinger hero talent, you literally feel like, if you ever play Halo, you know what a needler is. You have a chain gun needler when you press arcane missiles, where I think during arcane surge or something like that, I don't remember. You're just blasting arcane missiles into everything, and I don't know. I think I've counted about 10 procs of arcane orbs since this video started. In the previous clip, this spec is crazy, and it will continue to be crazy, and it will continue to be insanely fun if Blizzard leaves it alone. There's a reason this spec is so popular right now in the beta. There's a reason why everybody's rerolling Mage, and this is probably the reason why. Alright, and at number one, the Survival Hunter. It is Year of the Spear, or in this case, oh, there you go, bombs. You, Blizzard's best rework, in my opinion, they've ever done. I think to any spec, and that's including Arcane Mage, which we just previewed. This is probably the best spec I've played in beta, hands down, and the best version of survival I think I've ever played since it got switched to melee. I know a lot of people didn't like that it got switched to melee, but you have your rework mastery to where it's no longer an ignored spec. You have the mastery is basically a second versatility, and a new mechanic to where they changed tip of the spear to a resource somewhat. So you have to be mindful of what you spend your tip of the spear stacks on. So you press kill command, you have like it stacks up to 3, so it doesn't get consumed all at once from any single ability. Single ability just takes one stack off. So you have to know what to spend it on. You have to know how to use it correctly, how to play it correctly, and the damage is out of this world. I mean, I know damage is not a priority right now because beta's beta, but in this iteration of survival, it is so fun. It's so good to play. It's so amazing. Even though the hero talents are garbage. If it's not Sentinel, which actually functions. This is my favorite spec in the game right now. But that's it. That's my list. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and yeah, I'll hop in you guys and War Within. I'll see you later.